pimpin', pimpin', pimpin'. I don't know how to say that. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It is your girl, the Plush Mommy. I'm plush, and I'm a mommy. We are on a new episode. It's that time of the week. It's Tuesday. It's the day. It's the day. I am going to get ready to do some filming, and I figured since I'm going to get ready to do some filming, I might as well get ready with you guys, and we can talk. We can chit chat. And I can talk about dating after divorce. We're gonna do a full face today. I'm not gonna do anything to my hair. So the puff is it. So enjoy that. Like that? Cool? Cool. I don't lay down edges. I don't do anything like that. It's just my natural glow. So we're gonna enjoy that. As we proceed to give you what you need. First things first, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't know this makeup stuff to the way you think I know it, so I cannot tell you how I do things. Just to let you know right now. Basically, if you guys have seen my most previous video, I am divorced after 2017. I am currently dating after divorce. I didn't start actively dating shortly after the divorce. Like, I made sure to do the healing and stuff after. And I'm really glad that I did the healing and I did the work because, baby, let me tell you something. These people out here are hurt. So things I've learned dating after divorce. There's a lot of preconceived notions. People dating with a lot of unresolved issues. Okay? You're going to, for those of you trying to date in today's world, especially for those of you dating after like social media, but then now dating, during social media, I didn't have a lot of social media available to me to like get in the way of my dating. Like that wasn't a thing for me. I am using, by the way, Precisely My Brow 4.5. This is my first time using this color, and I just want to say, I'm happy with this. I am happy with this. I don't like this world of dating with, access to social media because it's different. People get to say whatever they want on here. People just get to be all kind of reckless. People got options. Dating in your 20s when there's like very minimal cool features on Facebook besides poking and like DMs is so different than dating in your 30s when people have children, the ability to have multiple accounts, the ability to lie and create their whole persona like on their own. I'm also dating with a child. That's also something that's really different. The only thing I can tell you that I did that may work, because I did eventually wind up with a boyfriend. Life is pretty cool for me, I found this guy on Facebook, not the new Facebook dating app, but like I was in this Facebook group. I'm not gonna tell you the name because it's a private group. In the group, he and I clicked. We connected. We talk about a lot of topics. We have a lot of stories and stuff like that, whatever. And he, the drop a picture posts come up, and he took a fancy to my face. I don't know. I'm just thinking that's what he did. We kind of connected. I actually shot my shot, and I told him, hey, you're a cool guy. Let's do this. And he was like, all right, cool. You're cool, girl. Let's do this. Now, let me tell you something. This ain't as easy as it sounds. And if you're not a shot shooter, don't shoot shots. Because I was sitting up here like randomly sending him selfies of myself in glasses because he really likes when I wear glasses and stuff like that. I was doing all sorts of stupid foolishness. And I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I sitting here like doing this foolishness for this guy? Because I liked him. And I had to say that. I had to say that out loud. Whatever. I have a friend. She shoots shots all day. She wins like maybe 85% of the time. And I'd just be sitting there like, dang, girl, you just shooting shots. Okay, I'll try. I have been left on red so many times. Hashtag leave Neff on red 2018, leave Neff on red 2019. It was a movement. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics concealer brush to shape my eyebrows, I think. So, yeah, I was constantly rejected. And it wasn't like what I was saying or anything like that. They just wasn't attracted to me. So, fun fact, I'm plus size. And plus size dating is a little different. So you have to deal with these dudes who like girls who are big, but only for like fun, if you know what I mean. And then you also have to deal with dudes who kind of like big girls but don't. But then you also have the issue of them not really wanting to be anything but buddies. As grown-ups, we're all understanding what buddies means. Everything is just centered around sex for a lot of these dudes. They're just wanting to see how much fun they can have with you until they go on about their business. Because they already have somebody that they're kind of keeping on the back burner and they're like wasting her time while they go play, right? So they're trying to see how many more people they can add to their little back burner. They're the back burner boyfriends. They're really fun. I don't like that, but it is something new to me. And then these dudes will do this thing. My God, they do this thing where they're like, they'll tell you sweet nothings. A lot of the men are of Haitian descent that I end up dealing with. So they'll be like, Sherry doo doo, I love you so much. You know, they Sherry doo doo you to death. And you just over here just swooning like a doofus because you're finally getting something. This guy, you shot your shot. Everything's working out. And now, here he comes with the Sherry doo doo and the beautiful, and then you find out he's Sherry doo dooing you and 10,000 other people. I swear to God, guys, if you don't even understand, like, if you're gonna date after divorce or just date after a serious relationship, please have patience, have discernment, and have patience. The first guy that shows you attention and is telling you all the sweet nothings, he's telling you the sweet nothings because it's nothing. You have to figure out, basically, if he's really trying to get in your body. You gotta get rid of me. The other thing is, when you're dating, it's a lot of discernment because you gotta figure out if this guy is full of foolishness or not. And these dudes will like gaslight you and be like, "Oh, you're trying to make me pay for the last dude's mistakes," and blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Bro, you are literally exhibiting the exact same behaviors. I ain't making you pay for nothing. You actually acting like a whole ass out here. Like, it's not me." So that's the other thing that you'll have to consider. Like, these dudes be for everybody all day long. I'm sick of it. Social media has made it a little bit more difficult because now people have fake pages and they play all day. They play all freaking day. They come in there with the fake pages and they have fake whole personalities. God forbid you're an influencer. Hey, I'm looking for something, things that you wouldn't think a dude is looking for. I'm looking for clothes from ASOS. My friends actually do this thing, and I absolutely love it. Every time a new dude pops up, they look at the mutual friends. So what you'll see is a lot of these dudes have no mutual friends. Yeah, they will check who their mutual friends are, and they'll look and see how serious you really are. And if they see that, like, I'm one of their mutual friends of these dudes that they're trying to, like, talk to, first question out the gate, who is this man? Who sent him? We become so jaded that we don't trust anybody who's just like genuinely just coming into your inbox. No one's genuinely coming into your inbox anymore, okay? Like, that's the thing. Nobody's coming into your inbox to talk. That's ridiculous. So that's the first thing. No, he just wants to be my friend. No, he doesn't. Sis, I'm here to tell you, no, he doesn't. He wants to be your buddy. He wants to get you going in the sheets. That's what he wants to do. You gotta be prepared. I'll tell you this much. I'm not saying all these dudes are out here being trash. I'm just saying, like, a lot of them are. So you just have to be ready. The other thing about dating is just it's also being very true and understanding to yourself. If you haven't done the work to heal, I'd go to therapy. I'm a huge proponent of therapy. And I feel like a lot of people don't believe in therapy. And I think that's the thing that, like, was my saving grace in not wasting my time too much. I understood exactly who I was dating. I understood exactly who was coming into my way. And I understood exactly who was not supposed to be in there. And I made sure not to let people play around, for too long. Okay, sir, you have proven to me that you are going to waste my time. Exit stage left. They'll tell you all these things, but they're not ready for a relationship. That's my favorite line. It's a part of the waste your time guy value package, where he's going to tell you how he's not ready for a relationship. And before I continue, this was the Smashbox Blurring Concealer Brush. I made sure to put my primer on. It's super dirty, but I use the Makeup Forever Professional Paris eye primer, and then I put the Fenty concealer, because Fenty is bae, all hail Rihanna, on my eyes. I don't understand why everything has to be so complicated. If you're not ready for a relationship, what you talking to me for? Why are you here? I do know that there are good dudes out there. I do know that you gotta keep looking. The first thing you always see is, like, especially in the comments, oh, but what about the dudes that you ignored in the inbox because they wasn't 6'4" or whatever? Let's just start with let me just go ahead and get that out of the way. I have not ignored anyone that I was not attracted to. I made sure to be open-minded about everyone that has come my way. I've also want to point out that all these good guys that you come, he's different, right? He's so smart and he's so cool and he has great conversation. He has all of the things. Them dudes also full of it. What I've learned is that those dudes aren't as good as they think they are. They have something that they're missing. The reason why they're not so good is because they're entitled and they be butthurt. And they come in there with their butthurt attitudes and their butthurt issues, and they bring their butthurt energy to you. Ugh, God, they're annoying. Having been married before and also having, just a long-term relationship, you kind of already know what you want. I already know my deal breakers, and I already know what I don't want, and I already know what I will not deal with. I had a very tumultuous marriage. I had a very abusive marriage on my part. I can't deal with anyone who doesn't have a good handle on their mental health. I can't deal with anyone who is mean, condescending, yelling, rude, that stuff. I'm not doing it. So those dudes immediately get X'd out probably as fast as anyone else does. I have a daughter, so of course, if you don't like kids, if you're bad with kids, and you hate kids, you're probably not going to be coming near me. So I'm not trying to change your mind, and I'm not going to. Blending is everything. Here's the thing. Just because he's giving you relationship energy doesn't mean he's like lying to you about not wanting a relationship. He genuinely does not want a relationship. When a man tells you something, believe him, 100%. Especially when they show you who they are. Don't try to change it. Don't try and see, maybe this is it, I don't know. Ask him straight up. Why are you doing this if you don't want a relationship? And if they start to talk in circles and zigzag, that's it. Have a nice day, sir. Respectability politics is not something I adhere to. So if you're looking for a relationship and you got twerk videos and all this other stuff, whatever, you're going to run into a different energy. You're going to run into a different type of person, and that's your business to do so. That's on you. If you're a type of person who's selfies and a lot of sexy pictures or whatever, you're going to have a different energy being brought to you. And as long as you understand and are comfortable with that, you will end up with who you need to end up with eventually. But it is a lot more difficult. I don't know what to put on my face. I'm going to now move on to the Jackie Aina palette. We're going to transition with the color Pinker. And then we're going to move into Big Wig. And then we're going to Shookington our way to the top, guys. It's going to be exciting. I will be the first to tell you that, like, this is not going to be easy for you. I know that you wanted to hear, like, oh my God, dating is so great. I'm so positive about it. I love it so much. It's so amazing. And everything I've ever dreamed of. And finding my boyfriend was just the easiest thing. And he was like the first guy I met at the gate. That's stupid. You're also going to have to contend with the issue of men who say they're serious and realize as they're talking to you, they're not serious. Also, you have to realize not every man is going to, like, fawn over you and show you he wants to be with you. You actually have to do some work too. Don't you turn off this thing. I'm talking to you. Like, don't come over here with expectations and unrealistic ideals and stuff like that when you know for a fact that you're not everything you ask to be. Nothing wrong with city girls. I love them or whatever, but city girls can ask for stuff because city girls has money. You know why they can do that? Because they actually earn their bags. That was the biggest thing for me, is that I made sure that I had my situation together before I went out and expected it from another man. Dating is not all about us as women. Dating is about both. And I know what your mom told you. I know what your aunt told you. I know, girl. I know. They came and told you that he is supposed to give you the sun, moon, and the stars, and he is supposed to make you feel like you are the most magical of humans. Guess what, sis? I'm telling you right now. Guess what? Come here. Guess what? No. So that's something I had to learn while dating, was that it's not going to be lollipops and rainbows. I'm realizing that when we're dating in 2020 and just recently 2019, people are bringing a lot of their baggage with them. In my opinion, I feel like people are not being accountable for their actions. So oftentimes you'll see like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, she did this to me, she did that to me. Then you find out ain't nobody did nothing to you. You allowed this behavior for too long, and now you're mad because you got played. It sucks, and you're mad, and you want to throw tables, and you want to fight, and you're mad, and you want to go on internet and put the memes and all this other stuff. But guess what? Yeah, you were married or whatever, and now you're stuck back in the same situation, somehow getting played the exact same way you got played before. And it sucks. No one is going to deny how the suckage of that situation is. Not me. Not me. I won't deny it because it sucks. Having a marriage end off of some foolishness, or having a marriage end because of stuff that you feel like you could have fixed, is really difficult to like grasp. And then when you finally grasp that and you finally open yourself up to date somebody else, and someone else comes in and they start acting up, and then you end up getting played again, it is a hard pill to swallow, because you think, you're doing everything right. You think, all right, I'm reciprocating, I'm discerning, he's giving me action behind his words, he's showing me all the good things, and you're sitting here like ready to jump the broom. Then you find out he's not who he says he is, or he had a fake profile, or whatever the case may be, and you're just ready to throw in the towel. If you haven't found him yet and you're dating and you're seeing things as they go, just be patient. Let it work itself out. I have seen so many times where women somehow, some way, ruin it for themselves. They're trying to push a story that, like, just let the story happen on its own, but they're trying so hard to, like, make this magical love story happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Enjoy the time with this person and enjoy the lesson that you're learning, because you could find out very soon, like, this, you don't know what this lesson is for. You don't know if this guy is here to teach you about your new deal breaker that you didn't know you didn't want. You don't know if this guy is here to teach you about yourself in ways that you weren't prepared for. You don't know, and it isn't for you to figure it out. Stop trying to figure out everything today. You don't have to handle everything right now. Handle things as they come. Enjoy your time with these people and learn as much as you can about the person. But everything don't have to be figured out today. Like, you don't need to know all of the stuff. You don't need to know if he's lying, if he's cheating. You don't need to know all that stuff. You don't need to know any of that. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. Like, dead ass. You don't need to know none of that. Any of it. Just know that he's doing good right now. And as long as the actions are following the words, it's cool. I used to be a fan of, only following what these men are telling me. No longer. Here's why. The general male population has started to pay attention to the stuff that we're posting. Unfortunately, the cat's out the bag. So when you tell these dudes exactly what you want a good guy to be, they will become the good guy that you want them to be. Does that mean they're actually the good guy that you want them to be? No, they're not. They're really not. And unfortunately, it has come to my attention that the playbook got stolen by these bad dudes, and now they have memorized it, and they have learned, and now we are dealing with the good guys who are fake. They're not the real good guys. They tell you everything you want to hear, everything you've never heard before. They know that they need to be there for you and your child. They know that they need you to be a good, a good man. They're attentive. They listen to everything you're saying. They're showing out. You're just blown away. How does this man exist? Out of all of the girls, you're his one and only girl. Ain't nobody in the world tonight, right? You're gonna just feel like, wow, I found him. I found him, sis. I found him. He's doing it. Sis, I found him, sis. Sis, I found him, sis. Yeah. And then you're gonna find out you ain't find shit. Let me stop. I'm a little jaded, right? So like even though I did find him and I really do feel good about the guy I found, it took me a long time to get there. The reason why is because I had to contend with a lot of men who, if you have to ask him to like take you out because he wants to like come to your house all the time or whatever, if you have to ask him to, you know, like, why are you coming over? Like, you basically gotta demand a certain energy to get a certain level of energy back. I'm gonna blend this out at the top. Um, I'm trying to get a full purple eye look. Like I'm doing super drama. Okay. Um, so I'm blending out the top with Big Wig, and then um, I'm gonna go over the colors again with that I used already. Ginger is my transition color as well. I'm currently using MAC Prep and Prime Primer. It ain't the best, whatever, I know, whatever. So that's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and like act like I'm so much better, like I ain't getting burned or nothing. I got burned plenty of times before I found my boyfriend, and I promise you this. It is hard out here in these dating streets, okay? I will say putting myself out there was an essential part of me finding a man. A lot of people are gonna sit here and act like they are too good for that or whatever. I ain't too good for that. I did that. I sure as shit did that. I usually use a sponge for this, but my sponges, I can't find them. Yeah, that's my thing. Like these guys are just coming out here with like it's always gonna be too good to be true. Like it's always gonna be like, oh my god, he just knew. It's like he just knew what I wanted. Yeah, they do their research. They pay attention to the things you say. They pay attention to all that stuff, and they're gonna give you everything you've ever dreamed of, so that all they can do is get in them guts. You're gonna give them guts, give them cookies, and then they go on about their business, and then all of a sudden the energy shifts, and you're like, what happened? So that's why, like, I'm never gonna be the person to sit here and talk about wait 90 days and wait 45 days and wait 17 days and wait 7 years or wait till marriage. Do whatever makes you comfortable and do whatever you want to do. Like how it works for you is how it works for you. That's how I usually tell people, because it's usually it's kind of a crapshoot. I live in Florida, so my I have two shades. I tend to mix up my shades sometimes, but now my shade has moved to Born This Way, Too Faced Born This Way by Jackie Aina again, the color Chai. Okay, so this is my shade as of now. I do use Fenty Beauty 400, but as you can see, I am no longer 400. I was 400 last year, and now I'm Chai. It's that black girl magic, you know what I'm saying? Like we just change colors whenever we need to. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like all these men are trash, but to find the good ones, it's really like finding dating in 2020 is like going through trash. This sounds really bad. And looking for a diamond necklace that somebody accidentally threw away. That's what it feels like. Here's the thing about finding that diamond necklace. There's going to be a lot of cubic zirconias in there, and it's your job to figure out if this is real or not. So my issue with that is when I'm finding these dudes, you know, and I'm looking for, you know, the guy for me or whatever, it does require a lot of research. It does require a lot of patience, like I said before, and it really just requires the idea of just like everybody is in your life for a reason and there's a lesson behind it. just make sure you're not wasting your own time. If you know this guy isn't for you, if you know this guy isn't, whatever, fine. Don't introduce sex to the equation too early, because then what you find is that the sex will be good, and now you're just making up excuses because the sex is good. And I'm calling you. I'm not saying that's not right, but if all you wanted is sex, make sure you make that plain too. But don't settle for something that you're not trying to do. Like, if you don't want to have that kind of relationship, don't have that relationship. Don't like settle for that relationship just because it's what you can get. I know just from my own experience, like, oh gosh, trying to like get the last bits in here. Woo, shoosh. Come on, Sid. I haven't online dated. If I mean, Facebook doesn't really count because I wasn't in that group for the purpose of finding like a mate. I was in that group because I liked socializing and talking to people and like whatever. So that group was just kind of by proxy of me being in this group is how I found a boyfriend. Like, that's literally it. But I would never sit up here and be like, oh yeah, you should go and join Facebook groups and try to like catch a man. The worst thing about those groups is that like they're trying to, they're trying to look for women too, and oftentimes it's so that they can get like a lady friend to like lay down with. Honest to God, that's what I feel like they're doing. I don't really think there's any genuine like interest there. So I will say, outside of the discernment, having the discernment is a key skill. Figure out very early on how to look for the signs of a dude who's gonna waste your time. I know in our community, there's a lot of dudes who will be like, "Oh, we're just vibing right now." The moment you start trying to figure out what you're doing, the moment you try to start figuring out if this guy is like, wanting a relationship or not, you make it very clear that you want a relationship. You make it very clear what your standards are. You make it very clear to him what your expectations are. And he starts with well, we just vibing right now. Let's just take it one day at a time. That's not going to work. The moment you start hearing that foolishness, all right, cool. When the vibe is up for you, like, bye. Like, that's it. To me, that's the essential language to avoid. Because it's automatically going to tell you that what they're doing is they just want the benefits of a girlfriend. Because don't get it twisted, these dudes really like relationship energy. They love relationship stuff. They just don't want to actually be in one. First of all, managing your expectations is essential, and understanding like these dudes aren't really trying to. They're not going to be everything you dreamed of. They're not going to be like the Prince Charming that you once thought was going to happen. Again, you're not going to be the exception to the rule. If you go in thinking you're not the exception to the rule, then maybe that love story will happen where you are the exception to the rule. The best way is really just going with the flow and taking it one day at a time, right? As you see him, start showing you the signs, if you're going to exit stage left or not. You know it from just your own experiences, and that's okay. You did the work, so just continue doing whatever it is that you need to do to find the guy that's right for you. Not every good guy that you meet is good for you. That's also really essential, because a lot of times these guys will check off all the boxes, but something is off and it's not working for you. That doesn't mean to force yourself in this relationship just because he's so good to you, right? And that has to be said, because a lot of times what we find is that, okay, fine, I finally found this good guy and he's perfect and he treats me right and everything is great. I feel like, Cinderella and Princess Tiana all rolled in one, and I feel great. I feel great. Obviously, try to see if you're self-sabotaging yourself, because oftentimes that happens. At least I did a lot of that. Like, oh, I don't think this is gonna work. When I met my boyfriend, he came in with the energy, honey. He came in with the energy, and he was straight up about his stuff, and he wasn't gonna talk about vibes or nothing like that. He wasn't really looking for a relationship either, so I immediately exited stage left. He wasn't looking for a relationship. He said he was retired, so I'm not wasting my time. Then he turned around and was just like, but you different though. And I was like, oh, am I? How so? I'll tell you what I did. He enjoyed the reciprocation. He enjoyed that I was serious. He enjoyed that the conversations with me were different, right? I ran my business. I talked about how investments work. I talked about like what my plans were financially. I talked about my social media goals, my YouTube channel, all the things that I was going to plan on doing and how I was planning on working on those things, whatever. I didn't translucent powder, medium deep, Laura Mercier for setting. I have the Fenty setting powder, but it's very bright. And for the purposes of what I want to do, I don't want to look like, woo! I made it very clear to him, like, look, this is kind of what I want. Like, take it or leave it, bro. Like, hey, and I had to start getting used to like rejection with being left on red all that time. That kind of like taught me how to like be prepared for a no and be prepared for these amazing men to just be like, well, sorry sis, I'm not really into you. I've had dudes where they were really amazing, but they wanted to court you. They wanted to like pursue you. They wanted to do the work. And so they didn't like when you did the shooting of the shots, right? I'm faith-based. So like God is not going to put somebody in your life. He's going to take them out for a reason. Just let that person leave for whatever reason they left for. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and go back. Don't try and reopen this door. Leave it alone, sis. Like, leave it alone. I'm using True Complexion Contour Palette by Medium to Dark by Black Radiance. Honestly, I have not found a contour palette that has given my forehead the energy that it needed for it to not be as big as it is. So this contour palette wins. I'll tell you right now, like I really have no qualms with being alone, and I'm okay with just walking away. My mom used to teach me, like, when you're going to buy a car, you should always be prepared to walk away. That's what she would tell me. And that stuck with me because I look at it just like buying a car with these men. You got to always be prepared for these dudes to disappoint you somehow. Be prepared to get left alone. Be prepared. Do not depend on them for everything. Whatever, like over time, you'll find that you can trust them. You'll find who you can trust. You'll find all that stuff out. But it really is so true. Like, just be prepared for anything and enjoy your moments. Like, enjoy what you're getting right now because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if he's going to be plucked away from you for whatever reason. I wipe away the powder, the setting powder with Dark Deepest MAC Mineral Skinfinish. You need to know that you're beautiful. Like, you need to know. It needs to come to you where, like, when he pays you a compliment, it doesn't feel like he's the most amazing man in the world when he does so. When he shows up on time, it doesn't feel like he's the best boyfriend you've ever had because he showed up on time. Like, basic human decency is getting away with murder. Because these guys can basically be a normal man with good intentions and become the best boyfriend in the world by basic human decency. A man giving you eye contact when you speak is already supposed to happen. A man opening your door for you is great and all, but at the end of the day, like, that's kind of chivalrous and that's normal. And that's not crazy. I'm gonna go back under my eye now that I've put all the stuff under my face. And I'm gonna smudge out under my eye with the purple. I'm saying things like smudge out to sound like I know what that means, but I want to put color on the bottom lid because I'm grown. I use, I don't know if this is still a thing, but I use the Lancome liquid liner in the color black. And it's Grandiose Liner. It's amazing because it clicks like this. I love it. So this is my liquid liner that I use. Hey girl, you had a long day, didn't you? I'll say this much. We're all different people. These men are all different people. These men are learning too, and it's going to be very hard. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but I am saying, try and come into this with a little bit of open-mindedness. Try and go into this dating thing with a little bit of compassion. Also, remind yourself that these men are not your exes. Like, you know, like that. You have, if you are starting to constantly feel like everybody is reminding you of your ex, it's probably because you're not over it, right? You also have to start looking at the just the simple fact that like there are going to be behaviors that are similar because you might have a type, and also dating outside of your box. I also learned a very valuable lesson in that your good guy is not going to be packaged the way you want him to be packaged. And I'm not saying you can't be you won't be attracted to him. I'm saying you can find a good man that looks like the way you want him to look like, but you're it's not going to be everything you want, right? So he might not be 6'4", and that's gonna have to be okay. Like, you see what I'm saying? You gotta make it known what's important to you. Is it important to you that he is a good man and also look good? Like, is that important to you? And if that's important to you, how patient are you willing to be? Because that's hard to find. You see what I'm saying? Like, what is your type? What is it that you're into? What is it that you're looking for in a man? And what is the most important to you? If what's most important to you is like a dude to treat you right and be your everything or whatever, like, then make that be the focal point of your dating. Because what happens with dating after marriage or dating after a long-term relationship is that really, like, they're not, they're just not able to give you like all this stuff, or you're so frustrated because you're focusing on dudes that like genuinely, honestly, are like trash bags. Fenty bronzer. I'm just kind of going over a little bit of the contour with the bronzers, just warming up the face. I'm saying that because it sounds really cool, but honestly, I'm just doing it because it's expensive and I want to make sure that I use my products. Straight up what I'm doing right now. So that's where I stand on that. Honestly, like, that's how I feel. Like, these guys, they're out there. They're out there. They're single. They're waiting. They're trying to find love just the same as you, and they're also going through the same struggles as you. Ironically enough, I didn't realize that with these men. Like, they're really struggling just the same as us, and it's a little bit difficult for them too. And they're running into women who aren't serious too, and they're running into the same like issues. And we are being so insensitive. I think we have to be a little bit more understanding and sensitive to their plight, just a smidge. I have been using Bobbi Brown highlight forever, but I was gonna say, but it wasn't. It was making me look ashy. But then I saw how I looked on the camera, and now I'm feeling like she's a winner. Chicken dinner, popping, right? So yeah, you just have to make sure that you find someone within like what you're looking for. Don't sell yourself short. Make sure you know what's important to you, and again, know your deal breakers. They know their deal breakers, and they have no problem saying no. So why are you selling yourself short or wasting your time? Get out of there. There are people to meet. Get out of there. Save yourselves. I'll tell you this much. When you do find them, do everything in your power to be exactly what you said you are. Like, don't come in there like with the fake energy. You said that you was this awesome woman that does all these things, whatever. Make sure you can keep that energy going. You gotta make sure you can keep the energy consistent. Honestly, like, it's really hard out here for a pimp. I'm going to just do a basic lip because I have such big old bright eyes. It's really hard, but worth it. And just be open-minded. Be okay with disappointment. Be okay with rejection. Dudes can figure out while they're talking to you that they no longer are interested in you. And that's okay, you know? Oh, he didn't call me every day. He stopped calling me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he just wasn't into you like that. Like, he thought he was into you. Then he realized, nah, he's not into you. That happens so many times. You end up becoming boring to them or whatever. And that's okay. Like, again, let that be your lesson and you just move on from there. This is the Fenty Fussy. lip gloss, I think. And I'm using this to finish off the look for the face. So the hair is actually going to probably be wrapped up. I'm probably going to do head wrap today for filming. So I'm, I'm done. I'm going to set my makeup, Fix Plus, boop, boop. And this is the final, this is the final look. I hope you like it. I did forget a little bit of this goes a long way. All right. So, thank you guys for watching Dating in 2020. It was a great chit chat, and it's my first Get Ready With Me, so I hope you liked it. I really did. I hope you maybe learned something. I hope you related to it. I don't know, but let me know what your struggles are in the comments below, because I'd love to know, for those of you who were married before and are dating now, like, what is it that you're learning is happening now? If there's something that I haven't experienced that you've been experiencing, tell me your stories. I'd love to hear them, because then I know dating after that guy is like the thing to like struggle with. But let me know, and be sure to like, share, subscribe to this video. Also leave a comment, and also click that notifications button down below. I'd be happy to hear from you. So I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.